Neiman Marcus is more than just a clothing store. It's a casserole too, and it's popular for good reason. My favorite part is it cooks in just one pan. Let's get cooking. For this recipe, you need 4 cups cooked shredded chicken. I am boiling mine. This is a quick way to make shredded chicken. I'm gonna link this below for you guys, but you can also use leftover chicken or shredded rotisserie chicken as well. While the chicken is cooking, we're gonna prepare the topping. Start by melting a 1/2 cup or 1 stick of butter. Heat in 30-second intervals until it's fully melted. It's fully melted. And then you want 1 sleeve of Ritz Crackers, just 1 whole sleeve, and we're gonna crush it up. So I like to put it in a gallon-sized bag. You could use a freezer bag if you wanted, any will work. Then you can crush it up with a meat mallet or with a rolling pin. I'm using a wooden rolling pin today. This has a little bit of air in it, so I'm gonna get it out just so it crushes. If I mix in a bag, I leave air. If I crush, I take out the air. Sometimes I get it confused. So this is the fun part. If you have a wooden rolling pin, you just want to gently hit those crackers until they are crushed into fine crumbs. Once they're nice and crushed, add it to the bowl with the melted butter, and then gently mixed until it's combined. This is going to be the topping on our casserole, and it adds a nice sweetness flavor. Then set it aside while we prepare the rest of the casserole. Now we're going to shred some cheddar cheese. For this recipe, you need about 2 cups. I like to shred my own. It melts smoother, it's creamier, it adds more flavor, and with this contraction, I call it like a rotary cheese grater. It grates in literally seconds. I just tear it into smaller pieces, the block of cheese, you put it on top. It comes with this where you can hold it in place, and you just turn it and you have beautifully shredded cheese every single time. My favorite part is it locks to the counter so you don't have to worry about it moving. And then when you're done, it's so easy to take apart. Let me just slide all these pieces off, and everything can go in the top rack of the dishwasher. Now get out a big mixing bowl because we're going to combine all these ingredients together. We're going to start with 2 cups of the shredded cheddar cheese. I am measuring it, but to be honest, if I wasn't on a video, I would just dump all this in here because like cheese just makes everything better. So it's just a little bit more. So we'll go ahead and do it, guys. Let me know. Are you guys a stickler on your cheese, or do you measure with your heart? And now some green onions. So you want 4 green onions. We're going to dice this up. First, I like to remove the sad ends. That's what I call them, the sad ends, but it's the somewhat wilted ends on the green onions. So for this batch, I'm gonna cut it off about right here. And then I just hold them all together to bunch them up. Use a good knife. If you've been following us for a while, you know we're a big believer in 1 good knives, not a bunch of not so good knives. So this is a really, really good knife, and it just chops those onions right up. And then we are going to add that to the bowl with the cheese. We're gonna dump this right in. Then add in 1 can cream of chicken soup. This is the 10.5 ounce can, very standard. If you do not want to use canned, we do have a homemade version on our website, eatingonadime.com. I will link it below for you. It's super easy to make at home, and it tastes great as well. Then add in 8 ounces sour cream. Now this part is optional, but I love it. Add in a 1/2 cup slivered almonds. Now, I found this at my grocery store in the baking section, so check yours. It adds a ton of flavor. Now, if you're scared, you can always leave it out. Then 1 teaspoon garlic powder. Now, for the fun part, we're gonna add in all the goodness. Start with 10 strips of bacon cooked to the level that you prefer. Now, I am using pre-cooked bacon because secret's out, we're lazy here, we're all about shortcuts, but you use whatever bacon you prefer at home. Once it's cooked to your preference, we're gonna chop it up. So when I'm chopping up the bacon, I do similar as I did with the green onions, bunch them together, and with that same amazing knife, we're just gonna run it through and chop the bacon. Make sure you're using the thickest part of your knife and not the end, because this requires less force to get all the way through. Then add it right to that same mixing bowl. Preheat your oven to 350. And our chicken is ready. It's shredded so quickly and so easily. For this recipe, you want about 4 cups shredded chicken. So I have my beautiful large measuring cup just to make sure we have enough. There we go, 4 cups perfectly. That's why I love this large Pyrex measuring cup. Then add it straight to your mixing bowl with your other ingredients. Then you just want to gently mix to combine all those ingredients. Mix, mix, mix. So you're just wanting it to be dispersed throughout. So a little bit of chicken, a little bit of bacon, a little bit of cheese, all throughout the mixture. So when we bake it, you get a little bit of everything in each bite. Then spray a 9x13 baking dish with nonstick spray, or I'm using a spray avocado oil, or you could do a spray olive oil as well. That's just gonna make for easy cleanup. Then take the mixture and pour it into the baking dish. This is gonna be the hardest part of the whole recipe, and I promise it's not hard. Uh-oh, our oven's ready. That sounds like perfect timing. Spread it out into an even layer in the pan. Then get the topping that we prepared earlier and just sprinkle it evenly on top. I'm just using my hands because I just washed my hands and I'm comfortable with that, but you can use a spoon if you prefer. You do you. Now, off to the oven. Bake for 25 to 30 minutes until the top is golden brown and the edges start to bubble. So I'm gonna clean up, but I wanted to remind you, if you have any leftover shredded chicken, make sure you freeze it for a future recipe. And also, I just wanted to share with you a fun little tidbit. So the reason today's casserole is called Neiman Marcus Chicken Casserole is the store, the company, Neiman Marcus, used to have a cookbook forever ago, and this was one of their most popular dish. So it's been cooking for about 25 minutes and it actually looks beautiful. What you want to look for is the bubbling around the edges here, and the top is a beautiful golden brown. Remove it from the oven and let it set for about 10 minutes before serving so that you don't burn your mouth. Time for my favorite part, serving. So this casserole is very filling, friends. When I make it, I usually serve it with just like a big side salad so I can get all those veggies in it, because this is very filling. You don't really need anything else to go with it. It's cooked perfectly. I love the cracker topping on top. It adds just that little bit of sweetness that adds a ton of flavor. Time for my favorite part, guys, taste testing. It smells amazing in here and I cannot wait. You know it's good when I immediately gotta get another bite. Don't forget, you can get the full recipe in the description below or at eatingonadime.com. And if you love comfort food like this just as much as I do, make sure you check out our next video. I'll see you next time, friends.